Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast, Wine Therapy. Um, I have put out a link and it's share your story and kind of giving ideas of what I should talk about on here, insight, feedback, just saying hello, sharing crazy stories or relatable stories that you'd like me to share on here. And I created that link like a year ago, and I put it up on my website that I just kind of linked into my socials. And I honestly didn't really check it and as much as I should have because I checked it for the first time in a while because I'm starting to kind of like market it a little bit more so that more people like see it and give feedback. And especially with all the great messages I've gotten from you guys recently, I've been really pushing this like link to a Google form to hear about it there. So it's all organized in one place. And I've gotten some crazy stories, amazing feedback, and also really great ideas of things and topics that I should talk about on here that you guys actually want to hear. And so, that being said, tonight's episode, I'm going to be responding to a message that I got from somebody. It's anonymous. Unless you don't want it to be, then you can like put in your information there so I can reach out to you or this or that. Totally up to you guys. But this one's anonymous and I think it came in back in like March. So um, many, many months ago. So that's my fault. And I'm so fucking sorry. Like, actually, I don't even know if like you're still in this relationship. But regardless, I think it's a great topic, anyways. And I'm so sorry that it's so delayed. I literally didn't see it, but um, it's a good one. And I feel like I have some good input from like my own personal experience, my family and friends. And so I guess let's just get straight into it. So I'm going to read this out loud so we can process it together and then see what we think. So someone said, would love an episode of navigating a long term relationship in your 20s. How to push past the fear of thinking that you're missing out with your friends in college versus is this really your person? Second guessing myself quite a lot lately. Also, love your podcast. You vocalize my inner voice, which is crazy because sometimes I feel like I don't know how to put things into perspective. Wine therapy is 100% part of my road trip essentials, and you're amazing for this. So sweet. Like, I love hearing positive feedback um, about my podcast. And I think that this is such a good idea. And I can't believe I haven't talked about this or like touched base on this topic. But I also look back and I kind of laugh because I'm like, my college experience was very traditional, like the college experience. Like, I was single. I broke up with my boyfriend from high school to have like the traditional like college experience, like going through it single um and so in that sense, like I never had a relationship in college. Um, so I mean, maybe that's probably why I didn't think about bringing this up and talking about it. But I think it's a really great topic, and I have some opinions on what was said here. So for starters, I think it's super valid when you're in a relationship to like kind of get FOMO, um, fear of missing out. I think that it's pretty normal to feel like you're missing out on one, that traditional like college experience, like being single and like, I don't know, like having one night stands, getting too drunk, like going to the frats, going to a formal, all those things. And I think it's super valid. I, again, was never in a relationship, but I can see how that can be, I don't want to say isolating, but um, I feel like you do miss out on some of those things that traditionally you would get, like if you were single, like not in a long term relationship. Um, and I guess that also like depends on the type of person that you are going through college, because a lot of my friends in college um, were in relationships. Did that stop them from like going out and still having that like college experience? Not at all. They still went out just as much as I did as being single. They still had crazy stories, like maybe like not like hooking up with guys or anything like that, or like um anything disrespectful to like their boyfriends at the time, but you can still go out and get way too drunk at a frat and like wake up on their couch because you were hanging out with your friends who were in the frat. Because I had so many friends who had hilarious stories like that too, even though they had a boyfriend. And I also think that comes with being in a really secure relationship. Um, because I can see how some people would be like, oh, like your boyfriend would let you like go out to frats and get hammered and like blah, blah, blah. But I hate to say it, like that should be okay in your relationship. If he was secure in your relationship, like he should know that those are just like your friends and like you can still go out and get drunk with them and have a good time and like be respectful of the relationship while still like going out and like having that college experience and like waking up still being drunk and like going out again for mimosas. Those are all things that you can still do while in a relationship. Um and whether it's like long distance or if it's like not, then maybe they can be around still. But I think it's really important to find and to keep a balance between being in a relationship and like being your own individual. I think it's a big difference between like codependency and being independent in your relationship because you can still have a relationship and go out with your girlfriends for brunch or things like that and still not be missing out. I don't think that it is a good sign that this person who wrote this is feeling like they might be missing out with their friends in college because of this long term relationship. It shouldn't feel like that. You should have a really great balance between like your friends and your relationship. And I think that goes for anything, not just college, but like you should never feel like a relationship is consuming you. Um, and to my second point that I want to address um, is that she says, if you're missing out with your friends in college versus is this really your person? Is this really your person? I think this is a mindset that needs to be shifted because, and I kind of like talk about this a little bit in one of my podcast episodes, dating to marry or to learn. And it's kind of like, if I think women are really different than men, obviously, but I think women put a lot of pressure around dating of like, is this my person? Like, are we going to get married? Are we going to this? And that's totally fair. I date to marry. But I also think you don't know that you're going to marry a person until you try out dating them. And I do think that's what dating is for. You learn a lot about yourself and what you want and what you don't want in a person. And you don't have to put as much pressure as you think about, is this really my person? First of all, this person's only in college. You have so much time to figure out like who your person is. Um, and I don't think that at any point you are wasting time dating somebody to see if they are the right person for you. I don't think you're ever going to be wasting time. And I had a like my own battle with that in that episode. I think that'd be great to listen to with this one. But getting in a relationship, if you're kind of unsure about it, is like, well, what's the point? It's just, there is always a point, actually. You're not going to be wasting your time. You're actually learning so much about yourself. And even if it ends shitty, like you're still going to learn something through it. And I don't think that you're ever wasting time in any decision or things that you do because you're still getting outside of your comfort zone, which means that you're going to learn from it somehow. So I think that pressure of like, oh, am I missing out for no reason? Because like, what if like this isn't my person? First of all, you shouldn't be missing out on anything just because you're in a long term relationship. You should still be making time for your friends, prioritizing yourself, your happiness, your needs, while also being in a relationship. You want to have your own independence in a relationship. And then also thinking, like, oh, well, is it even worth it for this person? It's worth it for you as an individual for the growth that you're going to come out of whatever happens in that relationship. If he is your person, if he's not, that's kind of, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't matter in this sense because you're going to be learning from it regardless, that you can't put so much pressure around that. Lastly, in what she has said, and then I'll talk a little bit about like my experience. She says, second guessing myself quite a lot lately. That is your answer. I think you would not be questioning yourself if he was your person. I think just hearing, pushing past the fear of thinking you're missing out with your friends in college versus this really your person, I think that alone says a lot about this person's relationship of like, you're feeling like you're missing out with your friends. You shouldn't be feeling that way just because you have a boyfriend. And because you're second guessing yourself, Um, I I think that's your answer. I think if he was your person, then you wouldn't be questioning this at all. Um, that is your gut like screaming at you that this is wrong somehow. Um, and I think you should listen to it. That being said, I one of my best friends from high school, like childhood best friends, she's been in a really healthy, amazing relationship with her boyfriend forever. And she is my favorite person to go out with and have drinks with. She's my favorite person she was my favorite person to visit in college. Like she is the funnest person, funniest person ever, and she's been in a relationship this entire time. Um like she's never held back because of her relationship. Like she's never missed out on anything in that sense because of her relationship. She still went to formals like with her friends. Like she'd still go out. Like it nothing was holding her back. Like she would still go have fun with her friends and she can still maintain a relationship doing so. Um I mean, I'm sure she missed out on other things that she regrets, like not being able to go to her boyfriend's formal or things like that because they were doing long distance at the time. But it's all about balance. I'm sure she also missed out on her own formals or her own like parties and things like that because she'd be going to visit her boyfriend in college because they were long distance. But I don't think she's ever felt like she's missing out on like the single life because she's in a relationship. Um I mean, of course it depends on the person. Like I thought it was really important for me to like break up with my boyfriend in high school to go to college and have like the college experience. But most people like don't feel that way and don't feel the need to go out and like be single for the time being in college. Um I think that's also super fair. It just like depends on the person. I think both are 100% normalized actually. I think a lot of people talk about like oh having the college experience and like being single and like dating around in college and like blah blah blah. But I also think a lot of people are in relationships and it's very normalized to be in a relationship going through college um and like not having that like single couple of years in college and like find yourself like that whole cliche thing about it. Um, my brother and his now fiance, they did distance in college, throughout college, and they had a really healthy, amazing relationship where like they'd still go out with their friends and do this and that and have that balance. So I don't think that they really ever felt like they were missing out on things in college. I think with each other, I think that they were 100% missing out on things and it was hard for them because, you know, going through distance is difficult. But I don't think they ever had a ton of experiences of like missing out on the college experience. And I hope I'm reading like into this like comment correctly because that's how I kind of took it. Um and I just got out of a long distance relationship and I think that the sentence that striked me the most was that you're second guessing yourself about this. Like, is it worth being in this relationship? I feel like I'm missing out being in this relationship. I had all those thoughts in my relationship, and I reminded myself all the time, like, you know, it's worth it. I love him so much. Like, if anything comes from this, it's going to be a lesson. You know, if it works out, that's great. If it doesn't, at least I'll learn and grow from it. Um, and when I was really starting to like second guess myself, was when my gut was like telling me something's wrong, you know, like something about this relationship is not right. And it it feels like you're second guessing yourself and like, oh, I'm just like I'm overthinking it. I'm this and that. Most of the time women, of course we overthink things. Do I look fat in this dress? Um, are my highlights ugly? Should I not have cut my hair again? Things like that. Like we second guess ourselves and like overthink everything. Like we're women. I'm sorry. That's very normal. But there's a difference between second guessing yourself when it comes to things like that, where you're just overthinking and you're stressed. But when it's about judgment of character or a situation in your life, 100% of the time, you're second guessing yourself for a reason. It's not circumstantial. It's not you overthinking something. It's how you're feeling, but you don't want to feel that way. It's your gut telling you something, but like you don't even want to listen to your gut. I'm putting this into perspective with my recent breakup where I started second guessing myself and like I didn't want to believe what my gut was telling me and I didn't want to have to break up with him and leave the relationship because of what my gut was telling me because I didn't want him to not be in my life at all. And it was easier to just like ignore my gut and be like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I love him. Like, this is going to work out. It's going to be fine. Like, because it was just easier that way. It was more convenient. I wasn't going to have to go through a breakup. I wasn't going to have to like break up with him. I wasn't going to have to right before the holidays like be going through this. Like there's just so many more reasons that I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. That I was just ignoring my own gut and you know things happened and we broke up and he was cheating on me the whole time. And it just goes to show like your gut is always right. And he really got in my head about, I'm overthinking things. I am second guessing myself because it's a me thing. And it was always on me. Like, why do you think that? Why do you have trust issues? Why do you? And it was always put back on me. And it really fucked with my head because I was like, yeah, like, why am I thinking this negatively? Like, why do I not think I deserve this type of love? Like, blah, blah, blah. And just like, I really got in my own head because he got in my head. And I'm I can't believe I didn't trust my gut. But I think that my gut was just I couldn't even try to understand or process it because my gut was telling me, okay, he's cheating on you. But I was like, my brain couldn't fathom that being the truth because I'm like, there's just no way. Like, there's no way he would do that to me. Like, I couldn't, my heart couldn't catch up with my gut at the time. And I'm looking back and I'm hearing that you're second guessing yourself. I'm not saying he's cheating on you. I'm just saying if you're second guessing yourself and you're feeling like you might be missing out with your friends in college, then maybe there's something else that's not super healthy about the relationship. And I could be wrong. But just from these couple of sentences that were shared, it does seem like you should be able to have a balance between being in college, going out with your friends, being with your friends, and also having a relationship. I don't think those two things, I don't think you have to choose between the two. I think that you can do anything that you want to do if you're single. And I think you can also do anything that you want to do when you're in a relationship. Obviously, respectfully, loyalty, and, not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing while you're in a relationship, like cheating. Um, but yeah, I think overall it's just like a mindset shift. If he's not your person, then at least you'll learn a lot from the situation. I don't think you're wasting your time. I don't think you're missing out. I think that you're just on your own path, and that's okay. You don't have to be doing what all your friends are doing. If you think this guy's like the love of your life and you're in the relationship, like you should be totally fine thinking like, okay, babe, like I'm gonna go out with my friends tonight and like go have fun and like get too drunk. Like, you know, it's you can do both still. You can be happy in a relationship and still go out and hang out with your friends and not feel like you're missing out because of it. But I also totally get where this person's coming from saying, I'm feeling like I'm missing out because I'm in this long-term relationship. Um, I felt like when I was in my relationship, I was missing out on a lot because I didn't even want to go out. Um, I just wanted to be with him. I just wanted to be on the phone with him because like we were long distance. That I didn't even like want to do anything on the weekends because that was my time to like decompress from a busy week. And like on those weekends, I would want to FaceTime him and watch our show and like hang out with my boyfriend because I missed him and I wanted to be with him. I didn't want to go out and like drink with the girls because I was just like so content staying in and like hanging out with him. Towards the end, like I definitely like got better about like finding that balance of like still going out with my girlfriends and um I think that was forced because he never hung out with me on the weekends because he would get blacked out drunk and then cheat on me. So looking back, I think that was a little bit forced where I like didn't have anything else to do other than go out with my friends because that's what he was doing, but he was also fucking somebody else. or God knows who else too. Um, but I do think that it's understandable to like also not really want to go out with the girls and like do all this stuff because like you just rather like be with like the person you're in love with, you know? Um, but I think that that's when you get like a little bit lost in the relationship. I think it's healthier to still have your own independence and still have your own relationships outside of your romantic relationship. I think that's when things get a little isolating. And I think that's also a little bit toxic have much of, if you don't have many relationships other than the person that like you're in love with, because um, you're supposed to have, you're supposed to be able to maintain friendships being in a relationship. It shouldn't have to be one or the other. And I feel like this person's really feeling like it has to be one or the other. And I think that's why you're second guessing yourself because that's not how it's supposed to be. So hopefully, I'm not too late in responding to this and that you guys worked it out or like you're feeling better about it. Or I don't know. I'm so sorry it took me this long to get to it. Um, but I've gotten so many other stories that are so interesting and I'm so excited to talk about and share and like give advice, opinions, and like it's amazing hearing from you guys. So, um hopefully that was helpful to either this person or somebody else maybe going through something similar. And I think this it was a great topic and so thank you for sharing and like being vulnerable and um yeah, thank you for just sharing that because I feel like hopefully it'll help somebody else going through the same thing. Um Please keep sharing stories and messaging me. I love hearing from you guys. This link is on my website. It's Wine Therapy. It's in my Instagram bio and it's also in my TikTok bio. It's on the website and I also have it linked separately if you just want to go straight there and kind of like as a shortcut. Um, Thank you guys though for your support and sharing stories. I'm super excited to get through the next one and the next one because they're kind of fucking nuts. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.